Good love and a beautiful solstice to all of you. Summer solstice, winter solstice. As I sit here, the sky is just ablaze and aglow with the deep, deep orange, beautiful, glowing sky of the end of the evening. As I once again bring to you the languages of lights in this beautiful evening setting. And I was feeling this multidimensionality once again, and I was guided to bring to you some galactic star languages and many of the languages of light. So let's just start there for just a moment. That what are the languages of lights? They are soul languages. They are the languages from our star families, our celestial families, the songs of source, the songs and symbols that simply float through the multiverse, that are part of the structure, the actual structure of the matrix of creativity, of the matrix of creation. Everything emits a sound. Plants emit sounds. We know that now from plant music, and we're able to actually attach electrodes now and listen to plants sing. And the more one hears one sing, another starts to sing, much like it seems, the critters in the night. As one starts to sing, the next one does, and they just seem to get louder and louder, kind of like when you go to a very crowded place and the sound keeps getting louder and louder because everyone starts talking louder in order to hear themselves over everyone else. The sky, I know you guys won't be able to see it really well from here, but it's just an incredible glow. You can even see the glow there. And I know it doesn't do it. I know it doesn't do it justice. But I just wanted to share this solstice moment. Hang on. My big fish cup. So tonight's cup of inspiration comes with my big fish cup. So hello to summer and the water and the fish and planting seeds. And as many of you who've been watching my videos for a while, at this time last year I would have been walking in the farm fields, and they would be probably already sowing the seeds. And so I kind of feel as the solstices come that it's like this symbol of sowing, and it's not necessarily like the spring and the fall, but kind of sitting back and nurturing what we've planted, because by now the seeds would have been planted in the spring, and now we're watering and we're nurturing. And just like in the winter, we're nestling in and we're nurturing, and we're gleaning and integrating this information, all this information that we've been. Sorry guys, my nose itches. And then my forehead starts to itch too. So we integrate this. So we're nurturing and integrating the information and the seeds that we've sown. And in the summer now, here we're in the warm weather months, the recreation, the fun, the sun, the surf, sky gazing at night, star watching when it's beautiful and warm outside. Sorry guys, I really got to itch my nose. Thanks. Pollen, angels, it's all the same thing, right? And so no matter where you are in the world, allow this energy to just be with you, sit with you, nourish you, illuminate you, and investigate the wonders of your world no matter where you are. Every single day, every week, every month. Use these solstices and these just like we use the new moon phases, the full moon phases, the eclipses, which we've got an amazing solar eclipse coming, and it's only a few minutes from my house. I'm so excited. Coming up in August. So we use these phases as like markers for ourselves in some fashions to sort of measure ourselves along the way, and depending on what you're going through, when, how we're processing that information. Oh, I think I get the zipper there. Got some little bugs coming in. Sorry for all the pauses, guys. So as I'm sitting here integrating, I began drawing and speaking galactic light languages, and I began drawing these galactic glyphs and symbols, scribes. I've been guided that I am a galactic scribe. There's a lot of us out there who are being downloaded with this information about but these star symbols and and star languages, and much of it feels like an energetic flow. Like as I'm sitting here right now receiving just this information, and I'm not actually thinking about it because I'm talking while I'm receiving it, and it's just flowing onto the paper without any kind of thought or judgment. And this is one of the messages for all of us is that telepathy and clairsentience, clairvoyance, first contact, all of it comes in very subtle ways. And as I never know where these messages are going to flow and go, just like sessions, when I spend time with people one-on-one, it's about what comes up moment by moment by moment. It's not pre-planned. I will start meditating usually the evening before and the day of, and prior to tap into your particular specific information, and I'm always receiving, and so, but the information I just allow to flow moment by moment rather than thinking too much about it ahead. And so as I was being guided as to what to share for the solstice multidimensional message, I was just receiving these telepathic information, these symbols, and at the same time then I would set down the pad and then shuffle. Then I was guided to bless and shuffle the cards. And so they've already been pre-shuffled. So I wanted to begin by offering a galactic light language blessing. And this is basically a message of direction for all of us. And we have to remember that I heard today somebody asking about not understanding necessarily card readings, and it's about synchronicity. It's about when the description or the picture or the information simply that you're supposed to hear it simply by virtue of you being there at that now, or in this now, listening to this message or any other message, or say your astrology reading, or anybody you meet on the street, anything that happens during your day. Absolutely anything that comes into your awareness is your higher self, your spirit guides, answering the questions that you've been asking. So how do you know when a reading's for you? Because you're here, you're listening to it. And even if you're not maybe mentally resonating with every single portion of it, there's bits and pieces of your psyche, of your soul, of your fabric of you that's absorbing this information. And it hears what you need to hear. And how many of us have listened to a reading or an astrology reading or a private session and you don't remember all the intimate details, individual details necessarily, but you don't need to, because you have, all of you have received exactly what you needed to hear, even if it was just bits and pieces, even if it was only certain words, even if it was only one word. And so it's about discernment. It's about listening and then knowing that what you're hearing is exactly what you need to hear, because that's why you're hearing it. It's you're supposed to be hearing it in that specific moment to answer a question that you might have had throughout the day, or in general, a belief, a theme that you've been exploring. Absolutely everything is guidance for you. So as I'm receiving these galactic glyphs, if you will, and scribes, I hear scribe because they're saying, this is how we began language. Before we actually even began speaking, we were drawing pictures. And that's even now. We, in this now, are looking back at what we call archaeology, and we're looking back at these drawings and these scribes and these glyphs and these languages, trying to understand what was the communication, what was trying to be conveyed. And that's what light languages are. That's what oracle readings are. That's what tarot readings are. That's what private sessions are for. That's what all the channelings are for. When you're guided to a channeler, and even if it's only one time, or if it's someone you listen to a lot, or you're guided to different ones at different times, these are all different teachers. All aspects of you, of us. And when I say us, I mean us, because these messages are just as much for me at the same time as they are for anyone else who's listening, anyone else. So as I'm going through my process and sharing this information to you, I'm also receiving the information for me, in order for me to receive the information and to get my questions answered too. And so if you can, if you're wondering what this means, this information means to you, it's your guides as if they were actually speaking to you and saying these words, and showing you these pictures off of the cards and reading this information, because it is for you. It's the information that's just for you. And out of all these words and all these symbols, you're going to hear and feel and perceive and receive exactly what you need in any given moment. And again, that goes with absolutely anything and anyone you come in contact with. So as I'm receiving this information, I'm just allowing myself to be guided, regardless of what shapes or symbols, what languages. Now, I will often be hearing specific things in my mind's eye, if you will. I'll hear, this is the Arcturian collective, this is the Pleiadians, and sometimes they're showing me, this is, you are tapping into all of the different realms at different times. It's like taking and remembering bits and pieces of dreams. It's like pulling in memories of things at different times, bringing it into this now, because for whatever reason we need it in this now. And sometimes it's not even a matter of asking why. It's a matter of saying just thank you. Thank you for this information. Even if I don't understand the how, the when, the why, the where, I know I don't need to because that's not what I'm designed to do. I'm just here to accept and appreciate and love the information I'm receiving. And right now I'm seeing these beautiful colors. The fireflies are flying around, the lightning bugs. Okay, so here's a synchronicity right now. I'm looking at the lightning bugs and something that I drew on here that is a symbol that looked a lot like these images that are on a quilt that came to me through my grandmother, and yet I felt like when I touched it, I made it. Like part of me made it in another realm, another timeline, another parallel reality. And now I'm looking down at these symbols that I just drew today, and they look very much like some of them that are on that quilt, which also reminded me of, because when I looked at them on the quilt, it reminded me of fireflies, it reminded me of lightning bugs, just the way it was embroidered on there. So I don't know, I think, can you guys see this okay? So these are the symbols that I've been drawing this just while we've been chatting here. And some were a little while ago. And so in this now, I'm guided to share them with you. I'm going to take another drink of water in my fish cup. Nisono aikemon koshatasi itosona poshono kiela kotea. La ke toto piasano sotosho po oral kosashe shamokulese teke. Plati anapore olurama ashe katateshna le tasaniki. Palantarika lonko shamalia. La ke tosomora shashaki wela ke satosomokula le tetapayana ki sotosho po oral kosachea satokea baloshana. Samotea shono ela la yempako setoa. Lopura shema alorama eashaki witosomokola lepu onana. So for any of you who saw the video yesterday, the card that was hidden in my deck was actually the last card I pulled from one of the previous readings, and it was the Cherish Yourself card. So it went perfectly in synchronicity with yesterday's reading about cherishing ourselves and the message from our Ascended Masters. So I just wanted to let you know that that was the card for anyone who was curious. So the meaning is in the video. And the first one I pulled from the Native Spirit deck, Oracle card from Denise Lynn, is the Warrior of the Heart. And this is from our Ascended Masters deck again. Oh, sorry about that. I tried not to tap it on the table. Headphones. Crystals. Look at that beautiful, look at her holding that beautiful crystal in her gorgeous purple and red sash dress. She's holding a giant crystal, riding her unicorn with the trees and the beautiful greenery. Crystals. Epona is the name on the card. And I'm seeing fairies and what else we got here? Little fairies, and they're enchanted forest, and I'm seeing all kinds of beautiful images within the forest, and it's just I love her. She's like so I feel like her right now. And the card I pulled as I was shuffling the Gateway Oracle deck by Denise Lynn, and this was the Ascended Masters deck by during Virtue. And as I was shuffling the Gateway deck, the Communicating Freely card flipped over. And I'll show you the picture again. I communicate from the depths of my being. And it just so much reminded me of galactic languages and the songs of Source, and how speaking our truth and all the beautiful symbols of summertime and the flowers and the leaves. And I was talking to a friend today that once she said, well, more than once, she said, I see colors coming out of your mouth as you're speaking galactic languages. And so it reminded me of that right away, of the Communicating Freely. So I asked them, and they said, yes, absolutely. That was the card for us tonight. And the last deck is the Earth Magic Oracle card deck from Stephen D. Farmer. Another one of my absolute favorite new acquisitions. I love this deck so much. Hey Jody, I know I just thought of her. I thought of you, Jody. She loves this deck too. I know several of you have commented on this Earth Magic deck. I feel so connected, obviously, because I feel like I am. I feel like I'm Earth Magic. I don't know. Don't you guys kind of feel like you're Earth Magic? Because we're making magic here, and we made this Earth, and we are magic, and the Earth is just the most magical place, and this existence is magical. So, and clouds. Wow. Shape-shifting. And I was just talking about the clouds. The clouds have been absolutely magnificent the last several days. And have you guys noticed all the people that are posting cloud pictures all over the internet now? People are actually literally seeing the images in the clouds. There's cloud ships, you guys. There's ET ships that are clouds. Shape-shifting. Clouds is the epitome, and we just talked about this in one of the videos, the channeling that I got the other day, about the same thing about the clouds and shape-shifting, and how it's water shape-shifting into vapor, and it shape-shifts back into steam, and back into ice, and back into water. The clouds are the epitome of the shape-shifting. They are always changing. They're always changing their shape, moment by moment by moment. They're shifting their shape, and we can see messages. We can see animals. We can see images of people, and we can hear information when we're looking at the clouds. How many times as kids have we just, as adults, just laid on our backs, laying and watching the clouds go by? So it's, I'm sorry, I was just distracted just for a moment. I need to check something. Okay, sorry. I've interrupted this video so many times. I'm so sorry. I was distracted by something, and yet it really wasn't anything at all. But yet now I'm asking myself, okay, why is it that I would have received that? And why did I feel that urgentness to go look at it? And I mean, I know why, because of the nature of the message, that it's just a little message, that private message that just flashed across. But so now I will know. I'm like, okay, what does this mean right now? And I'm hearing speak from the heart. Speak from the heart. The message today is speak from the heart. And how is this? Okay, how are they showing me? They're showing me this connection between being the longest day and the shift of the seasons, shape shifters, and shape shifting into those shape shifting into the warriors of the heart, Oh my God, that's why. Warriors of the Heart. And it was about the heart. The message was about the heart. Okay. There we go. I forgot. Warriors of the Heart. Okay, so they're telling us to shapeshift into shape-shifting into the image of us as warriors of the heart, and the crystals. And look at the white bear and the white horse and the white crystal. She's holding this big, beautiful white crystal. I know that's really there. It's not coming in very clearly. There we go. So you can see she's holding this big, giant white crystal. So we've got the big white bear on the snowy white blue, and the blue on the background here, and this blue crystal. So I'm hearing crystal blue, and crystal blue persuasion, and age of Aquarius, and something they said about the crystals and becoming crystal clear, and in order to communicate freely and communicate from the depths of our being, to become the crystalline beings that we are here, and the crystalline beings also meaning the multidimensional beings. We are the bear. We are the warrior on the white horse, on the riding through the beautiful, magical, mystical forest, and riding on our unicorns, carrying our beautiful crystals, communicating freely to the universe, and always, always, always evolving, always shape-shifting, always shifting moment by moment by moment by moment through parallel realities. Because we're magic, we can shift in and out of these realities and be these new beings moment by moment by moment. And these changes of the seasons remind us that we are always these shape-shifting seasons changing. Oh my gosh, this has gotten so long already, and I haven't even read the meanings of the cards. Okay. Warrior of the heart. You have the radiant spirit of a warrior of the light. Be impeccable in all your actions. No matter what others believe, the Creator always knows the truth. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. Immense courage is filling you. Throw your shoulders back, step forward, and take a risk. Be willing to live life from your heart rather than your mind. Honor your truth and speak up for yourself. So, wow. Honor your truth, communicate freely, ride in on your horse. Your native spirit wants you to know the greatest native warriors weren't the ones who wounded the most people. They were those remarkable beings who had such personal power that enemies laid down their weapons rather than fight. And isn't this where we are all wanting our world to go, is laying down our weapons rather than fight? And we're finding out that that is where our truest power comes from. There are times in life to step back and even times to walk away, but there are also times to stand up for yourself. And those less advantaged. Don't allow yourself to be limited by your belief system. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means just that. Fearless. Acknowledge that you're frightened and take action anyway. And take action anyway. That's an exclamation point. Face your anxiety and go beyond the boundaries of limited perceptions of yourself. Through your example, people find and act on their truth. And isn't that when we're able to communicate freely, is when we're acting on our truth, the thing that we just believe in, no matter, better, more than anything. The journey. List everything that you are afraid of. Then next to that list, write every reason why it's important to overcome that fear. In other words, what does that fear cost you? Then make a list of the various ways that you can overcome that fear. Crystals. Epona. This card comes to you as a sign that you'd benefit from working with crystals. Epona, the fairy queen, and she is a beautiful fairy queen, and you can see the little fairies sitting here, over here. Epona, the fairy queen, knows the value of connecting with the spirit of nature. You can find, and just like we're just connecting with our native spirits, and our spirits of nature here, you can find or purchase crystals at metaphysical bookstores, spas, and gem shows. Hold each crystal to know whether it feels right for you. And again, we're talking about going with our own synchronicity, going with the flow, and letting them choose you. Carry or wear the crystals throughout the day for healing, protection, and increased intuition. You can also add the crystals to your bathtub water or place them on your bedroom nightstand or beneath your bed to connect on an even deeper level with these remarkable gems. And just be careful which ones can and can't be put in water, because some of them, like selenite, will dissolve in water. So you wouldn't want your beautiful crystal to dissolve in water. So just make sure it's water soluble. But yes, I've done that with my bathtub. I put crystals in my water. I fill it with intention. I fill it with healing. I keep them near my bedside. I have pyramids, little ones, big ones. Any stone, it doesn't have to be a crystal. You can pick up I pick up stones on my walks. Certain ones will speak to me, and I know that they have a connection, so I will pick it up. So it doesn't cost anything to pick up a crystal. Everything's from the planet. And we really have no way of knowing. I mean, without testing, of course, have no way of knowing how long that crystal has been around, or where it came from, or what stories it has to tell. How many, we all come back as things, and we can come back as rocks and stones and crystals. And so it's an energy. Everything's energy. It's speaking to you. So let it speak to you. Let it choose you. Additional meanings for this card. Crystal children are involved in the answer to your question.